Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you and enjoy the video. In Islam, marriage is much more than just a social contract or a legal agreement between two individuals. It is a sacred institution, deeply rooted in divine wisdom and guidance from Allah. When we speak about marriage, we are touching on a connection that is predestined and part of the greater plan that Allah has set for each of us. This concept is closely linked to the idea of qadar, which refers to divine destiny or fate, and it highlights how every aspect of our lives, including who we will marry, is written by Allah's decree long before we even meet that person. The Quran reminds us that Allah is the all-knowing and the all-wise, and nothing happens without His permission. This includes the relationships we build throughout our lives. Marriage, in particular, is mentioned as a sign of Allah's mercy and a means for human beings to find tranquility and peace in this world. The union between spouses is not random or purely coincidental. Rather, it is a part of a divine design that ensures harmony and balance in our lives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also taught that marriage completes half of a person's faith, which underscores how vital it is to approach this commitment with seriousness and spiritual mindfulness. Believing that your future spouse is written by Allah can bring immense comfort and reassurance, especially in times when the search for a life partner seems uncertain or challenging. It reminds believers that there is a plan in place that is beyond human understanding, but that is always for their ultimate good. The Quran states, "And of His signs is that He created for you from yourselves mates that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy." Quran 30:1. This verse beautifully captures the spiritual essence of marriage. It is not just companionship, but a relationship filled with mercy and love, designed by Allah Himself. Understanding marriage through the lens of destiny encourages patience and trust in Allah's timing. It means recognizing that while we may make efforts to find the right partner, the final outcome rests with Allah's will. This doesn't mean passivity or abandoning personal responsibility, but rather balancing proactive steps, like making dua, prayers, seeking advice, and preparing oneself, with a heart full of faith that Allah's plan will unfold at the right time. In fact, many scholars emphasize that sincere prayer and self-improvement are among the best ways to invite Allah's blessings toward finding the right spouse. Another important aspect of this divine plan is that the qualities and characteristics of the spouse destined for you are tailored specifically for your life's journey. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, creates pairs that complement each other, balancing strengths and weaknesses, fostering growth, and helping each other become better Muslims and human beings. This spiritual compatibility is often overlooked in secular views of relationships, but is fundamental in Islam. It explains why sometimes the person who initially doesn't seem to match our worldly expectations ends up being the perfect partner in the grander scheme of life. Moreover, believing in predestination doesn't negate free will. Islam teaches that while Allah's knowledge and decree encompass everything, humans still possess the freedom to make choices. When it comes to marriage, this means we have the responsibility to seek good partners wisely, to interact with potential spouses respectfully, and to maintain high moral standards. Allah's decree includes the outcomes of our choices, but those choices must be made with intention and awareness. It is a delicate balance between trusting Allah's plan and actively participating in our own lives. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also demonstrated this balance through his own life. He encouraged his companions to marry for the right reasons: faith, character, and compatibility, while reminding them to rely on Allah's guidance through prayer. The famous practice of Salat al-Istikhara, a special prayer for seeking Allah's guidance, is a beautiful example of how Muslims combine personal effort with trust in divine wisdom. By asking Allah for help in making decisions, believers acknowledge their dependence on Him, while also fulfilling their role as active participants in shaping their destinies. It is also important to understand that the path to meeting your future spouse might not always be straightforward. Sometimes, life presents challenges, delays, or unexpected turns. However, the belief in Qadar teaches that these are not random obstacles, but rather parts of a divine plan meant to prepare you, protect you, or lead you to something better than you imagined. Many stories from Islamic tradition and modern believers alike show how patience and trust in Allah's timing eventually lead to marriages that are deeply fulfilling and blessed. In summary, seeing marriage as a divine decree from Allah transforms the way we approach it. It moves the focus from anxiety, rush, or despair to faith, patience, and hope. It reminds us that the person who will become our spouse is already written in the knowledge of Allah, perfectly suited for our life's journey. By embracing this truth, we can prepare ourselves spiritually and emotionally, seek Allah's guidance sincerely, and wait with a heart full of trust, ready to be amazed when that destined person comes into our lives. Recognizing that Allah has written the person destined to be your future spouse is an important first step. But many wonder how to identify the signs that confirm this truth in their lives. The journey to meeting the right partner often comes with moments of uncertainty, hope, and sometimes confusion. However, Islam provides us with a framework to understand and recognize the signs that can indicate that a particular person is truly meant for us. These signs are not about fleeting feelings or superficial attraction, but are deeper spiritual and emotional confirmations that align with Allah's divine plan. One of the most significant signs is a profound sense of peace and tranquility when you are around that person or when you think about them. The Quran mentions that one of the purposes of marriage is to find tranquility and calmness with one's spouse. When you meet the person destined for you, your heart may feel at ease in a way that you have not experienced before. This peace is a form of divine reassurance, a subtle but powerful signal from Allah that this relationship will bring comfort and stability into your life. It is different from excitement or infatuation, which are often temporary. This peace feels deep, steady, and reassuring. Another sign to pay attention to is compatibility in faith and values. Islam places great emphasis on shared religious commitment in marriage because faith is the foundation for a successful, enduring relationship. When your values, goals, and spiritual practices align with those of your potential spouse, it is a strong indication that Allah has matched you for this purpose. Compatibility here means more than just similar interests. It means being able to grow together spiritually and support each other in fulfilling religious duties and moral responsibilities. A couple united in faith is more likely to weather challenges and build a home centered on Allah's guidance. Ease and facilitation are other key signs that can indicate Allah's hand in your relationship. Often, when a marriage is destined by Allah, the path toward it becomes less complicated. You may find that obstacles that once seemed impossible to overcome suddenly disappear, or that the right opportunities to meet and connect arise naturally. This ease is not just about logistics, but also about the flow of events and interactions that feel meant to be. It is a reminder that Allah is the best planner, smoothing the path for what is good and beneficial. The presence of mercy and affection in your interactions can also serve as a divine sign. The Quran highlights that Allah places affection and mercy between spouses, which distinguishes the relationship from any other human connection. When you observe genuine care, kindness and concern from this person, when their presence inspires you to be better, when they respect your boundaries, and when there is mutual understanding and compassion, it reflects the qualities that Allah intends for a blessed marriage. Such a relationship nurtures both partners emotionally and spiritually. It is equally important to recognize what is not a sign. Sometimes, strong emotion or initial attraction can be mistaken for a sign from Allah. But these feelings alone are not sufficient. Infatuation or desire can cloud judgment and lead to decisions that are not rooted in wisdom or faith. A true sign from Allah is accompanied by clarity, peace, and consistency over time. It is essential to take the time to reflect, pray, and seek guidance before concluding that someone is your destined spouse. Or recognize the signs that Allah is confirming the choice. Sometimes, the signs come through people around you. Trusted family members, friends, or community leaders may notice qualities in a potential spouse that you might overlook or undervalue. Islam encourages consultation, shura, in decision-making, which means discussing your thoughts and feelings with those who have your best interests at heart. These external affirmations can be a reflection of Allah's guidance working through others to help you identify the right person. It is also worth mentioning that the signs can manifest through personal growth. Sometimes, meeting the right person coincides with your own spiritual and emotional readiness. When you have taken the time to improve yourself, strengthen your faith, and purify your intentions, you become more attuned to Allah's guidance. As His readiness helps you to recognize the signs more clearly and to appreciate the person destined for you in a way that aligns with divine wisdom. Finally, the most powerful sign of all is an inner conviction that surpasses doubt and confusion. When you feel a deep certainty, beyond mere hope or wishful thinking, that this person is the one Allah has written for you, it is a profound gift of clarity and assurance. This conviction usually grows over time and is marked by a growing sense of trust in Allah's plan, even when external circumstances are not perfect. It is this trust that sustains a successful marriage and allows both partners to build a life together grounded in faith and love. In conclusion, the signs that indicate a person is your future spouse go beyond surface-level attraction or chance encounters. They are rooted in spiritual peace, compatibility of faith and values, ease in the relationship, genuine affection and mercy, and confirmation through prayer and consultation. Recognizing these signs requires patience, reflection, and sincere seeking of Allah's guidance. When these signs come together, they prepare you for a blessed union that fulfills not only your personal happiness, but also your spiritual purpose. Being aware of these signs empowers you to trust in Allah's divine wisdom and embrace your future spouse with a heart full of gratitude and hope. When searching for a future spouse, one of the biggest challenges is distinguishing between what our heart desires and what Allah truly wills for us. It's natural to have preferences and feelings, but sometimes our desires can cloud our judgment and lead us away from the path Allah has planned. Many people make the mistake of confusing strong emotions, attraction, or even societal pressure with divine signs, and this can result in choices that are not aligned with their best interests or spiritual well-being. One common mistake is rushing into a relationship based solely on physical attraction or temporary feelings of excitement. While attraction is a natural and important part of a relationship, it should not be the only factor. Islam teaches that marriage is a serious commitment that involves much more than just emotions. It requires compatibility in faith, values, and life goals. When people prioritize looks or fleeting feelings over these deeper aspects, they risk entering into relationships that may lead to hardship, disappointment, or even heartbreak. Another pitfall is ignoring the importance of prayer and guidance, especially the Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer of seeking Allah's counsel when making difficult decisions. Some individuals make important choices without turning to Allah first, relying solely on their own reasoning or external advice. This can cause them to miss out on the divine guidance that comes from sincere prayer and reflection. Istikhara is a powerful tool that helps clear confusion and bring clarity, but it requires patience and an open heart to truly benefit from it. People also sometimes misinterpret signs or coincidences as confirmations from Allah, when in reality they may be influenced by personal hopes, fears, or external pressures. For example, hearing from others that someone seems perfect, or experiencing a few fortunate events after meeting a person can easily be mistaken for a divine sign. However, true signs from Allah usually come with inner peace and consistency, not confusion or haste. It's important to differentiate between genuine spiritual guidance and wishful thinking. Impatience is another major factor that causes people to make poor decisions. In today's fast-paced world, waiting is difficult, and many feel pressured by family, friends, or society to settle down quickly. This impatience can push individuals into marriages before they are truly ready or with someone who may not be the best match for them. Islam encourages patience and trust in Allah's timing, reminding believers that the best outcomes come when they wait with faith and continue to seek Allah's help. Additionally, some people ignore red flags or warnings because they don't want to let go of the idea of being with someone they desire. This denial can be dangerous, as it prevents honest evaluation of compatibility and can lead to future problems. Islam advises believers to seek partners who have good character and who will support their faith and well-being. Overlooking negative traits for the sake of desire often ends in hardship and regret. Ultimately, the key to avoiding these mistakes is to balance personal effort with sincere reliance on Allah. It means making wise, informed decisions while constantly turning to Allah in prayer, asking for guidance and clarity. It means being honest with oneself and others, listening to trusted advice and maintaining patience throughout the process. Marriage is one of the most important decisions in a Muslim's life, and it deserves careful consideration and spiritual mindfulness. By guarding against the trap of letting desires overpower divine guidance, believers can move closer to the marriage Allah has written for them, one that brings true peace, love, and blessings. Preparing yourself spiritually and emotionally to meet your future spouse is a vital step that many overlook in the excitement of seeking a partner. Islam teaches that marriage is not just a union between two individuals, but a partnership built on faith, trust, and mutual growth. Before welcoming your destined spouse into your life, it is important to focus on personal development, strengthening your relationship with Allah, and cultivating qualities that will help you build a successful and blessed marriage. One of the first things to focus on is self-improvement. This means striving to become the best version of yourself, not only for your own sake, but also for the benefit of your future spouse. Working on your character, manners, and patience is crucial because these qualities form the foundation of a strong marriage. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, emphasized good character as one of the most important traits a Muslim should have. By continuously seeking to improve your faith, honesty, and kindness, you prepare yourself to be a supportive and loving partner. Spiritual preparation is equally important. Strengthening your relationship with Allah through regular prayers, reading the Quran, and engaging in dhikr remembrance of Allah, helps build inner peace and resilience. A person who is grounded in faith can better handle the ups and downs that come with marriage. It also allows you to approach your future spouse with humility and gratitude, recognizing that the relationship is a blessing from Allah. Making dua, supplication, specifically for your future spouse is a beautiful way to invite Allah's guidance and mercy into the process. Emotional readiness involves understanding yourself, your needs, and your boundaries. It means being honest about what you want in a partner and what you can realistically offer in return. Emotional maturity allows you to communicate effectively, manage conflicts, and show empathy, all essential for a healthy marriage. Taking time to reflect on past experiences, learn from them, and heal any emotional wounds is part of preparing yourself to enter a new relationship with openness and trust. Trusting Allah's timing is a cornerstone of this preparation. It's natural to want to meet your future spouse quickly, but rushing can lead to mistakes. Patience is a virtue highly praised in Islam, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. Trust that Allah knows what is best for you and when the right time will come. This trust brings calmness to your heart and allows you to focus on your own growth instead of becoming anxious about the future. Seeking advice and support from family, friends, or community leaders is another important step. Islam encourages consultation, shura, because those who care about you can offer valuable perspectives and remind you of what truly matters. Sometimes, they may see things you don't or help you stay grounded in your faith during this important phase. Finally, keep your intentions pure and your heart open. Remember that marriage in Islam is not just about personal happiness, but about fulfilling a part of your faith and serving Allah through this sacred bond. When you prepare yourself spiritually and emotionally, you set the stage for a marriage that is not only loving, but also blessed with barakah, divine blessings. By investing in yourself and trusting in Allah's plan, you become ready to welcome the person destined for you, ready to build a life together based on faith, respect, and love. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.